There was once a period of time where you could go to the store and you could buy something. You could buy a game, you could buy a piece of software. You go to the counter and you pay for it. And that was the end of it. You know, you didn't have to go home, you didn't have to sign up for an account, you didn't have to sign up for a subscription service. One-time purchase and that was it. It was yours, you could do what you wanted with it. But nowadays, it seems to be getting more and more complicated, with a nice little tidy fee attached. More and more these days, it seems that every single thing you buy comes with a subscription model. Even cars, like pay an extra $13.99 a month and you get your Tesla premium connectivity. Ooh. Like what kind of value does that add? Is it worth that much? It should be come with the car. You pay $19.99 for this, $27.99 a month for this. It all adds up. I'm tired of it. Subscription fatigue. Subscription fatigue. I don't got time for this. The only subscription I need in my life is rent. Well, let's say you buy a game and you want to go home and want to go play with your friends. Well, don't forget to sign up for Xbox Live or PlayStation Now. Can't even talk to your friends without that stuff. No longer is it just pay and play. Now you have to pay, sign up for an account, pay some more, and then maybe you can play. Hoops that everyone's been jumping through just to get into an online lobby. It's insane. And I'm not a stranger to monthly subscriptions. Heck, I played World of Warcraft for 10 years. That's subscription based. That made sense to me. You know, I'm paying for patches to come out. I'm paying for development. I'm paying for continued work on that game. I'm paying for the servers to be up. But that's at least how I justified it. But a lot of the time, nowadays, we're paying for stuff that used to just come free. Like it used to just come free out of the box. You know, I grew up as a PC gamer. Paying to play with other players was unheard of. You would install the game and you'd be able to connect to your buddy's server and just play. You didn't have to make an account, you didn't have to do anything. So when I saw all these console gamers in high school and they're playing their Xbox Lives and everything else and they're paying monthly fees for it. Like it blew my mind, I was baffled. Isn't that just free? Doesn't that just come with it? Like, you already paid hundreds of dollars for the console, you paid like $60 to $70 for the game. You still gotta pay more to just play with your buddies? It's bizarre to me. It didn't make sense. It's like, what exactly are you paying for? Like, what service are they providing? Baffled, I tell you. But I'm not just talking about games here. Like Amazon Prime. Do you have an Amazon Prime? I know, I don't. You pay a little bit extra, and yeah, you get access to shows, and you get a little bit faster delivery of the stuff you buy. Now, I go out of my way not to shop on Amazon. Like Jeff Bezos doesn't need any more money. I'm not giving him a cent if I can avoid it. But I can imagine there's so many people who sign up for Amazon Prime and they haven't made a purchase on Amazon in months. And I know they aren't watching those Amazon Prime shows. Most of them are garbage. So we have these inactive accounts, but they're still ticking away month after month, just draining bank accounts without people really caring or paying attention. They're literally just wasting money. They're just throwing it away. And a lot of subscription services, they rely on this. They rely on the fact that you're going to forget about it and you're just going to let it tick away. Just because you've not watched Netflix in 3 months doesn't mean that Netflix hasn't forgotten about you. I can't lie to you. I've hit subscription fatigue. I'm tired of it. Nothing turns me off from a new product or service faster than for only $4.99 a month. Like, go fly a kite. Get out of here with that. Leave me alone, you bloodsuckers. If I'm paying for your product, I expect damn well that I'd be able to use that whenever I want, however I want. Let's be honest, your service isn't that valuable. It's, for the most part, it's like, oh, live customer service. That's what I'm paying for? Your customer service sucks. You couldn't beg me to pay for customer service. Are you kidding me? Games as a service. Come on. This isn't just for personal, leisure use. Let's talk about some giants, some software giants. Let's talk about Adobe and Autodesk. They both have monopolies on their own markets, and they're just laughing their way to the bank. Let's look at Adobe. What does Adobe make? Well, Photoshop's Adobe, and a lot of people use Photoshop, and Adobe Premiere, that's Adobe, it's got the Adobe in the name. Then you have Substance Painter. Substance Painter is a tool that 3D artists use to paint and design on their 3D objects. And that was made by its own company until Adobe bought them, and now you get to pay a subscription fee for that as well. But Adobe's fees are nothing compared to Autodesk. Autodesk is used by professionals. They specialize in 3D stuff, like making stuff for civil designers, 3D artists, construction company stuff, a lot of architecture stuff, a lot of CAD stuff. And they charge a large amount. When I went to school for 3D, our school used 3D Studio Max. And 3D Studio Max is not a cheap program, but as a student, I didn't have to pay a cent. And 3D Studio Max, as well as Maya, also developed by Autodesk, these were both industry standard. You couldn't get a job in the industry without learning these tools. So while I'm in school, I didn't have to pay for it, and it was great. I learned these programs. And then by the time I got out, and my student license had expired, and I wanted to continue to learn the software, I started looking at how to acquire this, legally. And there's a huge price tag associated with 3D Studio Max. It's not just a one-time fee either. It's not like mechanics where they buy their tools and then they don't really have to worry about buying their tools again next year. A 3D artist has to buy their tools every single month or on a yearly basis, and it's not cheap. For 3D Studio Max, I was going to be charged $2,300 a year. That's about $200 a month just to use their software. That I'm still learning with. Like, this software is so immense that it takes a long time to learn. So I'm not making a cent off the work I'm doing in this program. And yet I still have to pay $200 a month? Are you kidding me? It's like, yeah, no kidding, people are going to be pirating their software. They'd be stupid not to. And they're really only hurting themselves. Autodesk's 3D Studio Max and Maya are both becoming less and less of the industry standard. New studios, new independent studios that are trying to save every single cent, they're switching to alternatives. They're finding the grassroots ones. They're using alternatives like Blender, which is free. It's such a big barrier just to learn the software without going to school. There is no wonder why piracy is so rampant right now. Of course people are stealing their products. Anyways, that's been what's been on my mind recently. And like I said, I've got subscription fatigue. I'm tired of it. I'm exhausted. I am just done with it. Thank you for watching the video. If you want to support me, you can check out my subscription page, where for only $4.99 a month, I'll write you a handwritten letter telling you how you just wasted your money. Subscription page, Patreon, whatever. Of course, I am just joking. I don't have a Patreon. But that is another form of subscription, so be aware of what you're subscribing to, and maybe check your monthly statements and see just how much money is just being thrown away. Because it's probably more than you realize. Boom shakalaka.